Welcome to episode 3 of the Out of the Park 24 Milwaukee Brewers franchise. We are off to a rough start after winning opening day. We're 1-5, so that's not ideal. One of the things that I figured out by somebody in the comments is they told me how to fix pitchers coming out early. So, if you go into game settings, league settings, stats and AI, and change pitcher's stamina. It was at low. You change it to normal. Hopefully, starting pitchers will stay in there longer and be more realistic when it comes to the amount of time they throw. Hopefully that works. As of right now, we went over, at the end of the last episode, went over some of the stats from our team. We're not doing great right now, but we have Woodruff on the bump for the next game, so hopefully he can right the ship and get us going in the right direction. I'm going to go play some games and let you know how it started off slow. So, in our first game against the St. Louis Cardinals in the series end of the year, the Brewers won 8-0. Brendan Woodruff threw a gem, 7 scoreless innings, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, 108 pitches. So that worked, making him changing that one change in the settings, it worked. They threw longer. And then Corey Bushley came in, finished the last 2 innings because we were up 6-0 when he came into the game, and this is how it happened. So obviously the Cardinals didn't score, so not much to recap on their end, but they went. We in the Brewers in the first inning had the bases loaded, 1 out, with a single and a couple walks. Urias sac fly scores Willie Adames for 1 run, and then we had another fly out with 2 outs to end the inning. Then we didn't score until the 5th inning, and Willie Adames had a double, and then Rowdy walked. He was one of the walks in the first inning as well, so 2 walks. So if he can continue to take pitches and be patient and get walks, that will be helpful for us. And then William Contreras comes up and hits a 3-run home run, his first of the year, to make it 4-0. So it gives us some more breathing room and lets us really go out and be confident pitching, not have to worry about giving up a run or 2. Then in the 7th, Mitchell walked. Rowdy hit a 2-run home run to make it 6-0. And in the bottom of the 8th, Yelich had a single. Francis second on a wild pitch. Bryce Terang had a single, which scored Yelich. And then when it was a play at the plate, so when the throw went home, Terang went to second, which then ended up scoring another run when Tyler Naquan, who isn't with the team anymore in real life, came in and got a pitch hit for Mitchell and got a single and scored Terang. So that's how we scored all of our runs. It was a good comeback for the Brewers to not have to worry about. Scoring 8 runs, not allowing a run, letting the bullpen get another rest day after having the day off the day before. Like, that's big time from Woodruff. So in the second game of the 3-game series against the St. Louis Cardinals, the Brewers ended up losing 6-2. Eric Lauer pitched 6 innings. He had 5 walks, and they were all early walks. That's when he gave up all of his runs. Was early. He actually had his first 2 innings were rough, and after that he had 4 solid good innings. So the first inning, he walked the bases loaded. So 3 of his walks were in the first inning, where he just loaded the bases walking with 1 out, and then Nootbaar hit a double, but then he was throwing out at third, trying to stretch it into a triple, but that helped him, or that was big, because then the next batter up, Royce O'Neal, Tommy O'Neal, whatever the O'Neal's guy's first name is, came in and hit a double, which would have scored Nootbaar if he didn't get thrown out at third. So that was big. Got out of that inning for only giving up 3 runs. So that's a plus. Then in the top of the second, Carlson hit a solo home run. But then the game settled down there. It got calmed down till the bottom of the 6th. Brian Anderson broke up the no-hitter, the Adam Wainwright no-hitter, through 5 2/3 innings. And then Garrett Mitchell got a hit, and Anderson went first to third, but then had no other. It got out from there. Then we brought in Wade Miley, who threw 2 1/3. The first 2 innings were really good. He gave up a hit and a walk, I think, in the 9th inning to put people on. We'll get to that. But he threw 2 1/3 solid innings, especially the first 2, as just trying to take up innings and eat innings, because you're down 4-0, so just eat innings. In the bottom of the 7th, Rowdy Tellez hit a flare single out to left field, got on base. He needed that to get going a little bit, because he was 2 for 20 coming into the game, so he needed that. His batting average was 100, so he needed that little flare maybe to get him going. And then Luis Reyes hit a 2-run home run just over the wall in the left field corner. So that was big, made it 4-2 at the time. Then in the top of the 9th, Nootbaar came in, Miley walked a guy, gave up a hit, and then Nootbaar came in and hit hit a 2 RBI double. So Bush gave up the hit, but the runs are on Miley for getting on the base runners. So Nootbaar had 5 RBIs today. So quite a day for Lars Nootbaar. In the bottom of the 9th, the Brewers had a chance to tie the game. It's 6-2. We had the bases loaded, with one of the hits being Rowdy again. So he went 2 for 4 today. So that was a good day. Hopefully starting to get him on track. Victor Caratini was up. I hit William Contreras for him, thinking William's a better hitter than Victor Caratini, and William Contreras ended up striking out, so with 2 outs. So not great. We had a chance to win. We had a chance to tie it. We battled. It is what it is. So the next game is for the series. Your Milwaukee Brewers need to figure it out, and need to figure it out quickly. Freddie Peralta had a rough outing. He went 2 2/3 and gave up 6 runs and 4 walks, and so that can't be happening. Our starting pitching is supposed to be a strength, can't be a weakness. Some rundown of what happened. So today was Freddie versus Flannery. So you thought coming to the game, decent pitching matchup. Did not turn out that way. Freddie Peralta gave up a walk in the first to Lars Nootbaar. He went first to third on a Gorman single. And then Carlson had a 2 RBI double. to score 2 runs in the second. Then in the top of the third, Goldschmidt doubled, Arenado walked, Nootbaar fielder's choice, but Goldschmidt went to third, so it's first and third, 1 out. O'Neill walked to load the bases. Gorman had another 2 RBI double, and then Carlson had a 2 RBI double to score 4 runs there. Caleb Brushley came on, closed out the inning, so they didn't score any more runs. Then in the bottom of the third, Garrett Mitchell singled. Rowdy Tellez hit a 2-run home run. So that was the scoring for the Brewers today and for this game. Mitchell single, Rowdy home run. Not the best way to play offense, but if you have somebody on before Rowdy that can score if he hits a home run, that's good. So that's an okay thing, but we need to score more than 2 runs in a game. In the top of the fourth, Edman hits a solo home run. In the top of the eighth, Hobie Milner comes on. Wilson Contreras doubled and then went to third on an Edman single. And then Robinson grounded into double play to score Wilson. And then Lars Nootbaar in the top of the ninth hit a solo home run. Lars Nootbaar is a problem in this game right now. So for this year he's batting .400 with 2 RBIs, or 2 home runs, but 12 RBIs. That's a ton of RBIs 9 games into the season. And he had a game where this series he had 6 of them. So Lars Nootbaar destroyed the Brewers so far this year. Pitching wise, Flannery went 5 innings, 78 pitches, gave up 2 runs, only had 2 strikeouts. They had 2 relievers come on, handle it. We had Buchley come on for 3 innings, only gave up 1 run. Pampas came on for an inning and a third and gave up no runs, had 3 strikeouts, so 3 of his 4 outs were strikeouts. And then Hobie Milner came on, pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 runs. Not ideal for our pitching staff. We need to figure this out. We have checked our email. We have the Diamondback series next. Thankfully, they're struggling just as much as we are. They're 3-7. We're 2-7. So they have an extra game on us, but hopefully we can pull out some wins against a not as good Diamondbacks team. Hopefully. I don't even want to. If we continue to lose, it's going to be a long season. We're more likely going to bring up our young guys if we continue to lose. Bring up Sal Frelick, bring up Joey Weimer, bring up Josh, the Gasser guy. We have guys that we could bring up if we need to. If we go to players list, Gasser, we could bring up Owen Miller, who made the squad in real life. Luke Voigt, who made the squad in real life. Bryce Wilson, we can bring him up. We can try to bring guys up. We can try to make it more. We can try to bring up Cam Robinson if our pitching staff's not well. Cam Robinson was a really good closer last year, so I'm in the minor leagues in real life. So hopefully he can get better. Well, we can bring up Ethan Small. We can just try to bring up different people and try to make it last. It doesn't pay to just sit and do the same thing over and over and over again and continually lose over and over and over again. All right, into our next game. Not too many highlights in this one. Lost 8-0. Adrian Hauser gave up 7 runs. If he has another bat, I'm giving him 1 more start. If he has another bad start, I need to figure out something to do with it. Wade Miley came in, another scoreless 2 innings to just eat up innings, so that's solid. And Jake Cousins gave up another run. Zach Gallen, 5 2/3, 3-hitter. That's good pitching performance, but you still have to come out and be able to score runs, which we did not do. If you only have 4 hits in a day, you're not scoring runs. Yeah, disappointing so far this year. Let's go into the next game. To be honest with you guys, I've been not playing every game. I've been sometimes just simulating that day's game, looking at the box score, looking at the game log, going from there. We lost again, 2-1. Let's see. So this time Burns, 8 1/3 innings, gave up 2 runs. Not going to complain about that. That's a fairly good start. Through 111 pitches, just gave up 2 runs. Just gave up 2 home runs to Corbin Carroll and Jay McCarthy. So we just need to score runs. Like that's unacceptable for us to lose 2-1, especially when we're in this losing streak and we're playing a team that we can get to. Our run was Garrett Mitchell hit a double at some point. Let's go look at the game log and see when Garrett Mitchell hit the double to score the run. One of Corbin's runs came up in the second pitch of the game. Corbin Carroll went yard. Ouch. But then he rattled back and had a bunch of scoreless innings. Garrett Mitchell, 1 hit. That wasn't his RBI hit, though. Arizona, still no runs, still no runs or hits. Pitcher's duel. You gotta win the pitcher's duels. When you have your ace on the mound, you have to win your pitcher's duel. Still no runs, 1 hit, left 2 on base. Yeah, leaving guys on base in a pitcher's duel is not good. No runs, 1 hit. Then, this is the top of the 7th is where we scored. We went Caratini single, Abraham Terrell grounded out, but 6-3. But Caratini went to second, and then Garrett Mitchell hit an RBI double. Adames got walked, and Tellez grounded out. So left 2 on base, 1 in scoring position. Tough look. We brought in Tyler Naquan in left field, but no runs, no hits. In the top of the 8th, no runs. The bottom of the 8th, no runs. Bottom of the 9th, Corbin Burns still pitching, and Jake McCarthy hit a solo home run. That's a weird way to end the game. So just 2 solo home runs and a Garrett Mitchell double to score. Not the best way to be playing baseball. We're down 2-9. We have a message. The draft pool. Let's look at the draft pool quick. See if there's. Now we're still scouting and getting better numbers with it, but let's just look at potential quick and see if there's any potential. So 65, 60, 55 potential starting pitchers. Looks like a JUCO kid, a high school kid, and a college. So 2 college kids and a high school kid. The top, and then another high school pitcher with 50. It should be really, not going to look too closely into this. Going to let my scout do his work. But, it's just pitchers. Let's go all players and see. Okay, there's a center fielder, 65 overall at college. A couple shortstops. A third baseman, another shortstop. There's some guys here, 65, 65, 65. More 60s, some 55s. We'll get into the draft once we get into June. But so far, right now, it's the middle of April. So we don't quite have to worry about the draft yet. As we get going, these are the key dates. Drafts in July. So the key dates, All-Star stuff, and then the draft, All-Star game, the trade deadline at the end of June. So international signings in January. So we got some time before anything major comes up. Our minor leagues are just starting to play. Nashville's 8-2, Biloxi's 2-2, Timber Rattlers are 3-1, Carolina 2-1, and then our developmental leagues haven't started yet. I don't even know if they play games. But yeah, our Nashville team's really good. It makes sense. We have a lot of good players playing in Nashville. Somehow, being 9-2, we're only 5 games back of the division with the Pittsburgh Pirates leading the division. So there's a not great. Oh, in the third game of the Diamondback series, lost to Arizona. Ooh, this day by day is tough. Just a scouting report for the next game. I'll come back to that. Let's look at the box score. We scored runs today, so that's good. It's tough to lose in extra innings. It's real tough to lose in extra innings. Woodruff, 7 2/3, gave up 5 runs, but he's still, 7 2/3 is a long outing. So ate up some innings, and Devin Williams got the loss. Matt Bush blew a save. Don't know why. Was it a blown save in the 8th? Oh, yeah. Ooh. Maybe now that I fixed that, I can change Woodruff back to coming out at his normal time. That would have probably saved us because he gave up 5 runs and 6 of them were in the 8th inning. Yeah, and Matt Bush gave up a run. So all of the runs came in the 8th inning when we had a 6-0 lead. That's a real tough game to lose. We can't be losing that game, especially because Rowdy has another home run. Brian Anderson had a home run. Adames had a home run. Winker had a home run. Yelich had a home run. Like a bunch of people got hits. Everyone but Turang and Mitchell that got more than one at bat got a hit. We scored 6 runs. We lost the game. It's tough. We need to figure this out. We need to get out of this slide. So let's look at the preview of the next series against the Padres, who are 500 right now. So quite a bit better than us because we are struggling. Lauer, Martinez, Peralta, Wacha, Hauser. This is going to be the game for Hauser. If he struggles, I'll go somewhere else. I'll go Gasser. I'll go somewhere else. I will put somebody else in there to pitch. So big games here. Big games. Let's go to our home screen. So our home screen, Woodruff leading for 2.84, Burns 3.66. It's still early. They're just getting on their 3rd time through the rotation. This will be the last series I do on this episode. So we'll go from there. It'll vary. I'll try to keep it between 25 to 40 minutes each episode. Personally, when YouTube videos are an hour long, they can make for where I see them and I don't want to click on them. So I'm trying to keep it shorter than an hour, and I can do more of them per week. Let's do the first game. Let's finish today, simulate the first game of the Padres series, and we won. Wonby Milner with the win. Let's go into the box score quick, see how it happened. Garrett Mitchell starting to cool off a little bit. Eric Lauer, 5 1/3, only 1 run, no walks. If he doesn't walk people, he's going to be serviceable. Martinez went 6 1/3, gave up 2 runs. Willie had his 5th home run of the year, just a solo home run, and then Yelich went for 2-out RBI. Let's go to the game log and see how that happened. Nothing in the first, nothing in the second. We had a single in the third, nothing in the bottom of the third, nothing in the top of the fourth. Another pitcher's duel, nothing in the top or bottom of the fourth. Top of the fifth, there's one. We scored a run. So Jesse Winkler had a double, and then Brian Anderson had a double. So back-to-back doubles, scored a run, and then strikeout, ground out, and then they scored a run. They had a single, a ground out, and a single to score. So the runner scored from second. Top of the sixth, no runs, one hit. So right now it's tied 0-0. Bottom, no runs, no hits. Top of the seventh, one run. This must be the Willie Adamet. No, Luis Rios got hit by a pitch. Luis Rios stole second. Single. Luis Rios scored from second. So RBI single for Christian Yelich. Then Christian Yelich stole second, and then Bryce Terang grounded out. So that's 2 runs. Bottom of the seventh, ninth run came in for Brian Anderson. Still no runs. Top of the eighth, Willie Adames solo home run, 424 feet. No runs. Top of the ninth, nothing. Bottom of the ninth, no. They gave up the single, saved by Matt Bush. No Devin Williams on that save, huh? Go back. No, Devin Williams had. So sometimes the game log isn't quite right. I don't think it shows up weird, but we get the gist of it. Devin Williams with the save, Hoby Milner with the win, Eric Lauer with the solid outing. Wasn't great. Didn't go long, but was solid. Let's go to game 2 against the Padres. This will be the one to see if Adrian Hauser is still with the team. And it looks like are still in the major league. Oh no, this is Freddie Peralta's game. We lost 1-0. It's tough to lose 1-0. Jesus. Freddie went 6 innings, gave up no runs, 4 walks. That's concerning. The walks are concerning with Freddie. And he hit a batter. So he gave up 5 free base runners. But Strzelecki with 2/3 of an inning. Hitting wise, Mitchell got a hit. Willie, nothing. Rowdy Tellez, 1 hit. It was just a single. Did we just get a bunch of singles? So not great. Keston Hiura came in for Christian Yelich. That's an odd substitution from the computer. Abraham Turrell came in for Luis Rios. Didn't do anything. Especially, I don't know why you'd make that sub when Luis Rios had 2 hits in the game. But if I want that changed, I should probably be playing more games. Bryce Terang, 2 hits. So we have a lot of guys that are struggling right now, hitting the baseball. I mean, it's not great. Now let's go into. This is the Adrian Hauser game. We won. Adrian Hauser with the win. So he survives to pitch another time through the rotation. Let's look at the box score. Hauser, 5 2/3, gave up 1 run, 1 walk. If you don't walk guys, it's easier for them to not score, to hold guys if you don't walk them. Miley came in, gave up 2 runs in 3 innings, but it was mop-up duty in the 5th that he came in probably with runners on. And hitting-wise, home runs. Yelich is 3rd of the season with no one on, so solo home run. Adames, 2-run home run, so that's 3 runs there. Adames with a double, so that's ideal. Keston Hira with a double. Jesse Winkler, double, third of the year. Luis Rios, third of the year. Turang, third double of the year. With Winkler caught stealing. So if you go back to the last game, we had 2 guys with stolen bases. I bumped up the strategy of trying to steal more bases. I want to try to steal bases and be aggressive in that way as we're going. So, but it looks like Adrian Hauser lasts another round through the rotation with a 5 2/3, giving up 1 run. So, good job. Now it's time for the last game of this series. Then we'll go look at season stats and we'll go from there. We won again, 1-0. That's a second pitcher's duel by Corbin Burnes. He won. Or that he lost. He lost the first one, won the second one. But Corbin Burnes, 7 1/3, no runs, 5 hits, 9 strikeouts. So that's Corbin Burnes being Corbin Burnes, with Devin Williams having the save and Matt Bush coming in the 8th for the hold. How did we score? That's my question. Garrett Mitchell double with 2 outs. Garrett Mitchell with 3 hits and one of them was a double, so that's 4 bases. So that's a really good job by him. William Contreras got caught stealing. I would prefer him to not get caught stealing, but that's whatever. We'll figure that out. I know Tyler Naquan hasn't gotten a ton of at-bats, but I'm thinking about bringing up Sal Frelick or Joey Wiemer just for the fact of they're not 31 years old. I can try to do something new, bring them up, have more flexibility. I can move. I'll probably be Wiemer, a little bit more power, can move him around, and then Brian Anderson can play third for Luis Rios, and we can do that type of stuff. Because right here, we had Toro playing third. We did some stuff to get Toro playing. But, yeah, that'd probably be my game plan coming up soon. He's an interesting player in the trading block. I mean, the thing is, I like our team. There's not like big moves I would make. It's just for some reason we cannot win games. When we pitch, we don't hit, and when we can't pitch, that's when we score a lot of runs. So that's kind of rough. Let's look at our pitchers first. So Strzelecki's probably need to pitch Strzelecki's more. Like, he's striking guys out. He's only pitched 4 innings, but he's got his ERA plus isn't even available. Like, his batting average against is 0.143. He needs to probably pitch more, I would say. Galbrossi in a long reliever role. He's limited. Corbin Burnes, after just another good start, dropped his ERA down again to 2.6 or 2.67. So continuing to lower it. Woodruff again lowering his ERA again, just coming out being solid. I know he's only got 1 win in 3 starts, but it's slowly. It's below his last couple of years or last year, so that's good. Joel Pompous, he's solid out of the pen so far. Freddie Peralta needs to be better. I'm sure he'll get there. Lauer, if he doesn't walk guys, he's good. Adrian Hauser is really bad right now, though, and Devin Williams is also struggling. But I'm sure he'll come out of it. He also hasn't been pitching consistently, so that's tough for probably most players. If you're not playing consistently else and you get thrown in, you're going to struggle. Now let's look at batters, and we'll see. Let's sort by WAR. Willie Adames, even though his batting average is under 200, his OPS plus is 118. Garrett Mitchell, batting average 306. His OPS plus is 127. You look, it's two guys that do it two different ways. Willie Adames is doing it by hitting home runs. He has 6 home runs. So, and 2 doubles. So he has 8 extra base hits, while Garrett Mitchell has 1 home run. So he's just doing it by getting on base, getting hits, leading the top of the order. Garrett Mitchell also has 4 stolen bases, which is big with no card stealings. Luis Rios is starting to get tired, so we'll probably have to sub and move some people around. But his OPS in the 700s, and then his OPS 111 could be better. 2 home runs, 2 stolen bases. So he needs to keep being aggressive. Roberto Tellez, his batting average is better than Willie's. He's starting to come around a little bit more. 4 home runs. So he just needs to keep trucking along. I believe that he'll continue to be a solid player. Christian Yelich, OPS right around 800, so that's fine. Abraham Toro in the limited at bats, and he's only got 16 at bats, so not great. He's been solid for when he's played. Right, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. He's in a home run every 8th at bat. If you take that and make it into 64 plate appearances, that's 8 home runs. He's leading the team at that rate, which I know you can't do that, but kind of looking at it that way. William Contreras, struggling, but not as bad as Victor Caratini. I feel like I probably need to get Victor Caratini more reps to see if he can hit or not. Otherwise, we have a catcher or 2 in the minors that maybe could play. Jesse Winkler. This is why I want to think about bringing up Weimer or someone like that to try to move people around, right? Like between Brian Anderson not hitting the ball well, Jesse Winkler not hitting the ball well, Keston Hiura in his limited plate appearances not hitting the ball all that well, right? Tyler Naquan not hitting the ball all that well. I want to get maybe somebody else can come up and hit the ball, try to score. We're going to go look at our short list of prospects now that we have. I don't even really know if you can call it a short list. It's a very long list. These are some minor league stats for these guys. Let's sort by WAR and see who's doing really well. And Weimer's doing well. He's got an OPS plus of 138. And 62 at bats, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, hitting over 300. That'd be one of those where it's, hey, maybe we can try to make that move and see if he can hit the ball. See if somebody can hit the ball for us. Did our Namio, that's quite a name. He's 177 OPS plus, over 1 OPS, or 177 OPS plus, and over a 1 OPS. Now it's only 34 at bats, so that's less. Jay's Avi, and some minor leagues have only been playing a week. He's had 21 at bats, but he's hitting close to his batting average, close to 500 from his OPS at 1.5. If he continues this up for that long, he will be up in Wisconsin real quick, just to see what he does. But yeah, other guys that have played, Jefferson Quirio, yeah. So Sal Frelick hitting 105. Like I've got guys that should be getting called up, whether it's Tyler Black maybe getting called up to AAA to fill the roles of Frelick and Weimer, whoever I decide to bring up. Otherwise, Jackson Cheerio started off not great. I'm sure he'll pick it up. He'll figure it out. He's just got to play and get better. And he's only 19 years old, so he's got time. I'm not going to rush him up if I don't need to. Let's look at some minor league pitchers, or prospect pitchers. Robert Gasser, 193. Jansen Junk, 216. I mean, number is still early. He's only had one start, one walk, 4 Ks, pitched 4 innings. Then he ended up getting hurt. Robert Gasser, 4 games, 2 wins, 25 pitches, or 25 innings pitched, 12 walks, 29 strikeouts, sub 3 ERA. So he'll be called up at some point to pitch, most likely. And then Cam Robinson, 7 games, 4 saves. So solid. We've got some guys ready to come up whenever they're ready. That will do it for today's episode. Please like, subscribe, comment. If you have, I've only got 1 comment so far, and it's helped me with the game, making it so the pitchers can pitch longer. So thank you for that comment. Otherwise, have a great day. Please like and subscribe.